What if the world treated you not as who you were, but as what you appeared to own? This is not a story of gold or paper. It is the story of a man who held a fortune he could not spend and discovered that sometimes the thing we carry changes the way the world carries us. His name was Thomas Blake. He arrived in London with nothing but a wrinkled shirt, a hollow stomach, and $1 folded into the lining of his shoe. The fog swallowed the streets. The people hurried past him like water around a stone. He saw a child drop a pear into the gutter. A merchant kicked it aside. Thomas waited. When no one was looking, he reached for it. Before his fingers touched the fruit, a voice called from an open window. "You there? Come inside." Thomas froze. He had been in London exactly 4 hours, and already he was caught stealing spoiled fruit. He straightened his coat. He climbed the steps. Inside, 2 old men sat by a fireplace. They were brothers. One held a newspaper. The other held a small envelope. "We have been looking for someone like you," the first brother said. "Intelligent. Honest. Poor. We have a proposition," the second said. "A wager." They explained it simply. One brother believed that a man given a note of impossible value, £1,000,000, could not survive a month without being arrested or starving. The other believed the note itself would protect him. They needed a stranger. Someone unknown. Someone who could not be traced. Thomas looked at the envelope in his hands. "What am I supposed to do with this?" he asked. "Live," the first brother said. "For 30 days. Then return here." They dismissed him before he could ask another question. The door closed. The fog swallowed the house. Thomas opened the envelope inside a coffee house. He unfolded the paper. £1,000,000. He laughed. It was the hollow laugh of a man who had just been handed the sun and told not to burn. He was so hungry he thought his ribs might cave in. He sat at a small table. A waiter appeared. Thomas ordered eggs, toast, jam, tea. He ate like a wolf. When the bill came, he slid the note across the plate. The waiter stared. He picked up the note. He turned it over. His face changed from impatience to shock to reverence. "Sir," he whispered, "I cannot possibly break this. Please accept this meal as a gesture of our deepest apology. It is an honor simply to have you here." Thomas walked out into the street. He had just eaten the most expensive meal of his life. And it had cost him nothing. He tried to return the note. He went back to the house. It was locked. A neighbor said the brothers had departed for Scotland. They would not return for weeks. Thomas was alone in London with £1,000,000 he could not spend, could not give away, and could not explain. He needed clothes. His own were threadbare, stained from the voyage. He found a tailor shop, hesitated, then stepped inside. The clerk glanced at him and returned to his ledger. "We have nothing for you here." Thomas placed the note on the counter. The clerk looked at it. He looked at Thomas. He looked at the note again. "I deeply apologize," he said. "The light in the shop is so poor. I did not see you clearly. Please allow me to measure you for a full wardrobe. We will send everything to your hotel. Payment can wait. As long as you need." Thomas gave the name of a fine hotel. He had never stayed in a fine hotel. He had never stayed anywhere that required a key. The hotel manager received him with open arms. "Of course, sir. Your suite is ready. The staff will attend to your every need. Shall we open a line of credit?" Thomas nodded. He did not speak. He was afraid his voice would reveal that none of this was real. Days passed. He ate at the finest restaurants. He rode in carriages. He bought nothing and was given everything. His reputation grew. The man with the £1,000,000 note. An eccentric American millionaire. A philanthropist. A mystery. He was invited to dinner parties he did not deserve, seated next to ambassadors who wanted his favor, courted by merchants who sought his patronage. It was at one such dinner that he saw a face he recognized. Lloyd Marsh. An old friend from San Francisco. They had shared boarding houses and bad luck. Lloyd looked thinner now, his collar frayed, his eyes hollow. Thomas pulled him aside. "What are you doing here?" Lloyd laughed. It was not a happy sound. "I came to sell shares in a gold mine. A legitimate venture. But I have no connections, no reputation. No one will touch me. I am ruined. Thomas did not hesitate. You have a partner now, he said. The man with the £1,000,000 note. Lloyd stared at him. You would do this? You barely know me. Thomas smiled. I know you once loaned me $5 when I had nothing. I have never forgotten. They went together to the offices of the richest men in London. Thomas did not speak of money. He simply appeared. He sat in the corner, folding his note into a paper crane, then unfolding it again. His presence was enough. The shares sold in 3 days. Lloyd became wealthy. Thomas became wealthier. The venture was legitimate. The bet remained untouched. But there was something Thomas valued more than gold. Her name was Clara Langham. He had met her at a garden party, her laugh bright as cut glass. She did not ask him about his fortune. She asked him about his home, his mother, the books he read as a boy. He told her everything. Not about the bet at first. But she saw through him. You are carrying something, she said. Not money. Something heavier. So he told her. The gutter. The pair. The 2 brothers. The note he could not spend. She listened. She did not laugh. She did not call him a fool. I knew you were not what they said, she whispered. You are not a millionaire. You are a man who was handed a story and chose to wear it well. On the 29th day, Thomas returned to the house. Clara walked beside him. The door opened. The 2 brothers sat by the same fire waiting. The first brother looked at Thomas. You have survived. No prison. No starvation. You have won my brother's bet. The second brother smiled. I never doubted you. Thomas stepped forward. I do not want the money, he said. I never did. I want a different prize. He took Clara's hand. I wish to apply for the position of son-in-law. The first brother stood. His face was unreadable. Then he looked at Clara. She nodded. You have found the only treasure in this house worth more than £1,000,000, the brother said. She is my stepdaughter. And she has my blessing. Thomas married Clara on a cool morning in autumn. The church was small. The guests were few. Lloyd stood beside him. The 2 brothers sat in the front pew. The £1,000,000 note, cancelled and framed, hung on the wall of their modest home. Visitors always asked about it. Thomas would pour them tea and tell them a story. He told them about a hungry man who reached for a pear. He told them about a piece of paper that weighed nothing and moved mountains. He told them about a woman who saw through the paper to the man beneath. And he told them this. A fortune is not what you hold in your hands. It is what you hold in your heart. Trust given freely returns 100-fold. A reputation built on illusion can become truth if you fill it with honesty. The world sees the note. But the note is only paper. What matters is the man who carries it. And what he chooses to carry next.